Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with a review of the Fayee FY550, aka the Phantom 2. This kind of, is going for that DJI Phantom look. This also, I believe, is a scaled down version of the Cheerson CX-20 body design. But yeah, basically this is a camera quad, kind of like the Syma X5C. Though this one doesn't actually come with a camera. It says on the box, it talks about an HD camera, and then it says upgrade available, contact us for add-on camera, contact. So there is a camera, but I have been unable to find it. I don't see it for sale on any websites, and I don't know how you contact them. I don't see any sort of contact info. So I'm not exactly sure where the camera is, but this is intended to be a camera quad. But it flies nice on its own, and it's very similar to the Syma X5C. So you've got, all these optional. You've got optional landing gear, which just plug in. They, nice and easy to swap on and off. And then you've got optional prop guards, but the prop guard's a little bit harder to change. They do have screws involved. And since they screw onto the bottom of the motor mounts, I actually found that one of them blocked the props because the little pinion on the motor was too far out and it was grinding up against the prop guard. So I just pushed down on that pinion and kind of snapped it back into place, and that freed it up. Now all the props spin just fine. So if you see that happen to yours, check the pinion on the motor shaft on the little tip of the motor there, push that down, and that should fix it. It's got LED bays in each of the arms, so and then you got a front headlight LED, so nice and easy to see. At night, I did find orientation during the day a little bit hard because the LEDs aren't that bright, so you kind of lose them a little bit. And then there's no colors anywhere else. All the props are white and everything. So sometimes orientation can get a little bit hard in the daylight. Okay, let's see, what else do we have? We've got a 650 milliamp hour battery, and that takes about an hour and 15 minutes to charge. But you get pretty good flights. The longest flight you're going to get is 7.5 minutes, and that's with everything removed, no guards, no landing gear, obviously no camera because there isn't one. So 7.5 minutes at your lightest form, and then looks like the gear takes about 15 seconds of flight time off. So if you've got the guards with or that's the guards take 15 seconds of flight off. So if you take the guards off, leave the gear on, you'll get about 7 minutes and 15 seconds. Let's see, with the guards and no gear, you get about 6.5 minutes. And with everything, the guards and the gear, you get about 6 minutes and 15 seconds. So, quite long flight times. It can actually carry the Mobius Action Cam as well. It only does it for about 4 minutes before it gets, pretty uncontrollable. The battery gets a little too weak to fly. So you can only expect about 4 minutes of lifting the Mobius, but it can be done. And you got about a 15-second LVC warning, so you've got a little bit of a warning to get it back to you before the battery dies. This is the transmitter, which is, kind of going for that hobby grade style. I thought it was kind of funny here. It's got like a fake roller. It doesn't actually function. And then kind of dummy buttons on the side. None of these actually do anything. There's no LCD screen. These are your buttons. You've got photo and video, and then you've got rates and flips. You've got 3 different rates, and the yaw rate does change with those, and it's a pretty good yaw rate. It does nice flips, actually, really nice flips for its size. All right, and then it also comes with your USB charging cable, and a little screwdriver and some screws for the spare props. And one other thing I wanted to say is if you do remove the optional landing gear, here I can go ahead and do it. there's no like built-on frame landing gear. Like there's nothing on the legs, so it doesn't really have anything to land on without these landing gears. So these are kind of, while they're optional, they're sort of necessary. But like I said, it only takes 15 seconds off the flight time, so pretty insignificant. And they give a nice, good landing. You can land in grass. You've got plenty of room for your camera under there. And there is a battery bay here, so the battery kind of goes in there. But there's plenty of room in there to get your cables in, so I never had much of a problem with it. But there is no on-off switch or anything, so you've got to, plug your battery in and then get everything in there while it's, bound. You don't get a chance to plug it in and then turn it on later. But I think that's about all I have to say about it. So we'll go ahead and do some indoor flight footage with the prop guards on, and I'll kind of, show you a stability and hover test. Maybe test the prop guards a little bit, and then I've got some outdoor flight footage with the prop guards off, and we can get an idea of how it actually flies. Alright, let's go check it out. Alright, this is the indoor flight review of the Fayee FY550. We'll just do a little, hover stability test, maybe test out the prop guards a little bit, and then maybe turn off the lights and see what these LEDs look like in the dark. So we'll just start out with kind of see how stable I can get it. And it is loud, that is for sure, with the geared props. Try to get it trimmed out a little bit. Wanting to fly backwards on me. Oh, accidentally did a flip, meant to change rates, but that worked out pretty well. So it has 3 rates, so now I'm in high rate, so that's a full pirouette there, so a little bit slow on the rudder. Alright, let's go medium rates. Man, this thing is noisy. Alright, let's try some prop guard tests. Gets a little leany, but not bad. Alright. And now let's turn off the lights and see how the LEDs look like in the dark. Ooh, that looks pretty cool. They kind of shine through the body on the top there in the dark, and then on the bottom they've got the actual windows, so you can see it real well from the bottom. But that's pretty cool how it shines through the plastic. I haven't seen that before. I haven't actually flown this in the dark yet, so this is the first time I've seen it. That's not bad. I would say this is a night flyer for sure. That would be plenty easy to continue to see in the dark. Keep orientation. It's nice that the little front headlight is the same color as the rest of the front, so the front is really lit up really well. That's pretty cool. Alright, take it in for a night landing, see if I can hit my landing pad. Oh, I did a Papa Wheelie landing. That's pretty cool. So yeah, the landing gear is a little bit bouncy. I think it's kind of a little hard to get a nice smooth landing. I took it in pretty easy there, and it still ended up tilting back. Anyway, that was a pretty nice indoor flight. I was really impressed by those night LEDs. That was my first time actually seeing it in the dark, and that was pretty cool. So yeah, I'll go ahead and take off the prop guards now, and we'll take it outside and see how it does like that. Alright, let's check that out. Alright, this is the outdoor flight review of the Fayee FY550. I've got the prop guards off, put the landing gear on. See how she does outside. Alright, high rates.
do some flips. Pretty nice flips. Good recovery. Looks like I'm maybe getting some yaw in there with my flips. Not bad though. Throttle kicked off on me there a couple times when I dropped the throttle. I didn't drop it all the way down, but the throttle kicked off. So there's full speed yaw, not super fast. There's on low rates, really slow. There's medium rates, and then high rates. Here's low rate pitch. Really slow on low rates, probably better for filming, though I don't know where you get the camera for this quad. Back on high rates. But you know, this isn't really meant to be flown this way. This is kind of a camera quad, though again, I don't know where you actually get the camera. But it does fly pretty well this way too. It's not super quick to respond. It's a little slow. It's kind of heavy, so it flies a little bit heavy, but it, you know, flies nice. Good stabilization. Let's try to get some funnel going there. That's. Ooh, I got a bug bite in my ear. Mosquitoes. So pretty good funnels actually. And you can see those LEDs quite well from below. I don't know if that'll show up on camera against the blue sky or not, but pretty good LEDs throughout the arm there. And when it's darker out, you can see them through the body pretty well. Oh my gosh, I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes all of a sudden. I think it's kind of a cool quad. It's interesting. It's, you know, a lot like the Syma X5C. It's got all these kind of different forms you can fly it in. Hopefully they actually come out with a camera here sometime soon, because it definitely was kind of more of a camera platform than a sport quad or anything like that. Let's try some stability hover tests. Got a little bit of a breeze, so it's kind of getting pushed around by the wind, but not bad. Makes some weird sounds. There's that throttle dropping out again. Kind of ugly sounding on the flips, but they're working just fine. I think there's some weird crunchy stuff going on in the gears maybe. There's a pretty nice stable hover. Alright, I think that's a good outdoor flight. Bring her in for landing with a nice big landing gear. A little bit bouncy, no problem. Alright, well that's that. That's the Fayee FY550. And check the video description for the purchase link and price. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.